What's going on, guys? Welcome to day 21, adaptive planning and agile, flexible roadmaps, balancing structure and adaptability. Objectives for day 1 or day 21, understand the principles of adaptive planning and agile, learn techniques for iterative and rolling wave planning, explore how adaptive planning ensures flexibility while maintaining focus, and then prepare for situational and knowledge-based questions on agile planning. What is adaptive planning, right? So adaptive planning is a dynamic approach to project planning that allows teams to adjust their plans based on evolving requirements, feedback, and changes in priorities. Unlike traditional planning, which emphasizes detailed upfront schedules, adaptive planning embraces uncertainty and incremental decision making, right? This is different. This is the distinction between the two. Principles of adaptive planning, right? Adaptive planning is the heart of the agile project management, right? Unlike traditional methods, they rely on rigid upfront plans. Adaptive planning embraces change and focuses on delivering value incrementally. And so we have a breakdown of iterative planning, right, which builds plans step by step. So there's a definition of iterative planning there. Iterative planning involves creating and refining plans incrementally instead of planning the entire project up front. The team focuses on smaller, manageable increments such as sprints or iterations, right? So how it works, well, each sprint builds on the insights and lessons learned from previous sprints. The team adjusts priorities, timelines, and deliverables based on feedback and progress. An example of this is, imagine a team developing a mobile app, right? After the completion of the first sprint, they review user feedback on the login feature, right? The feedback informs the plan for the next sprint where they enhance security and add social media login options, right? So why it matters and why iterative planning is so important, well, it ensures the project stays aligned with evolving user needs and business goals, right? Reducing the risk of delivering outdated or irrelevant solution, right? And so you'll use iterative planning, building plans step by step, more often than not within the adaptive planning cycles. 2, rolling wave planning, right? So balancing detail and flexibility. Well, what is rolling wave planning, right? So rolling wave planning involves detailed planning from the immediate future while keeping the long-term plans flexible and high level. As the project progresses, more details are added to upcoming risks. I said risks, upcoming tasks. How it works, well, near-term activities, i.e. the next sprint, are planned in detail, while future activities, the next release, are outlined at a high level. Plans are progressively elaborated as more information becomes available. So an example of this is that a software team creates detailed user stories for the next sprint to build a dashboard. For the overall release plan, they outline broad milestones like integrate analytics and enhance user interface without committing to specific details, right? So why it matters? Well, rolling wave planning allows teams to focus their efforts where they have the most clarity while staying adaptable to changes in the project scope or priorities. So now we're moving into prioritization of value, right? So that's the third one, delivering the most impact first, right? So definition, this principle emphasizes focusing on the most valuable tasks or features to deliver immediate benefits to the users or stakeholders. So how it works, well, the team uses prioritization frameworks like the Moscow method, and we'll talk about this a little bit more, to categorize backlog items. Must have, right? Must have, essential features required for success. Should have, right? Important but not critical features. Could have, nice to have features, but don't necessarily need, and won't have features excluded for now. So for example, right, an e-commerce website, the team prioritizes developing the shopping cart and payment gateway, that's a must-have, before working on their user reviews, which is a could-have. Why it matters? Well, delivering high-priority items first ensures that the users and stakeholders see immediate value. Value is king, as always, crown them always, bow down, be knighted before them. Value is king. Even if lower priority features are delayed, right? Value is king. Remember that. 4, collaboration. Refining plans through stakeholder input, right? Definition. Adaptive planning relies on frequent collaboration between the team and stakeholders to refine and align plans when changing needs or with changing needs. How it works? Well, teams hold regular meetings such as backlog refinement sessions or sprint planning to ensure that priorities are clear and tasks are well defined. Example of this is during a backlog refinement session, the product owner shares updated customer feedback, prompting the team to reprioritize a feature to the next sprint. And so that may happen. You may see a situation where you're collaborating with your stakeholders and they're giving you information that essentially is going to force you to place emphasis on this user story in a later sprint. And so it matters because collaboration keeps everyone on the same page, right? It reduces misunderstandings and ensures the plan reflects the latest requirements and constraints. 5, and the last one we'll talk about, is flexibility, treating plans as living documents, right? Definition in adaptive planning is that plans are dynamic and evolve with the project. They are updated regularly and to incorporate new information, feedback, and changes in priorities. So how it works? Well, teams embrace change and adjust plans to stay aligned with the project goals, user needs, or market conditions. An example of this is that a market team plans a social media campaign but shifts focus mid-project to emphasize a trending platform that aligns better with the target audience. Why it matters? Well, flexibility allows teams to respond quickly to changes and ensures that the project delivers value or maximum value, even in unpredictable environments. So why adaptive planning is essential? Well, you're responding to change, right? You need to be able to respond to change swiftly and effectively. It also focuses on value, right? Delivering value is the highest priority, and it should always be the highest priority. Encouraging collaboration, right? So frequent input from stakeholders help refine plans and align them with the expectation. Minimizing risk, right? So iterative and rolling planning approaches reduce the risk of wasted effort on outdated or unnecessary features. And then it promotes agility. Treating plans as living documents allows teams to pivot efficiency or effectively and maintain momentum. Some techniques that we want to look at here and adaptive planning. And we're going to go into this a little bit more in depth. It's going to have what it is, how it works, examples, and why it matters. But we want to make sure that you guys understand some of these concepts. So the first one that we're going to talk about is backlog prioritization, sorting out what matters most. So we talked about this a little bit in the last chapter, or chapter before last, but we're going to get to it a little bit more. So it's the process of ranking tasks and features to ensure the team focuses on delivering the most valuable items first. It works, and how it works is that teams use prioritization tools to evaluate backlog items based on their importance, urgency, and feasibility. Common tools is that the Moscow method that we just talked about, right? The Moscow method. The Kano model, which focuses on customer satisfaction by categorizing features as basic performance or excitement factors. Know these models. I'm going to stop right here. Know these models, look these up, highlight these words, important. Weighted shortest job first, right? So WSJF ranks tasks based on value, risk reduction, and cost of delay divided by effort, right? So know that formula. It's probably going to be in the back. If it's not in the back, then make sure that you look it up and you understand it. A product owner uses WSJF to prioritize features for a new app. A high priority feature like push notification is ranked higher due to its potential to boost user engagement and its relatively low effort compared to building a full analytics dashboard. Why it matters? Well, prioritization ensures the team works on what matters most, maximizing value, delivering and avoiding wasted effort on less critical tasks. 2, the second technique that we're going to cover is sprint planning, right? Focusing on what's achievable. Well, sprint planning involves selecting high priority tasks from the backlog that the team can realistically complete during a sprint, usually 1 to 4 weeks. How it works? Well, the team evaluates these tasks' complexity, dependencies, and effort to ensure that they can commit to completing the selected items within the time frame. An example of this is listed below, but why it matters is that the sprint planning sets clear, achievable goals for the team, ensuring focus and alignment with the project objective. 3, release planning, right? Mapping long-term goals. What it is? Well, release planning defines the high-level goals, milestones, and deliverables for a product release, right? Typically spanning multiple sprints. How it works? Well, teams outline major objectives and timelines, leaving room for adjustments based on progress and feedback. This approach provides stakeholders with a roadmap while maintaining some flexibility. An example of this is that a marketing team plans a product release over the next quarter, and they schedule these 3 major feature rollouts, right? Launching the product landing page in month 1, adding customer testimonials and case studies in month 2, introducing a subscription model in month 3. Like, these are different things that this is how they would map it out. And then why it matters? Well, release planning provides a clear vision of long-term goals while allowing teams to adapt as the project evolves. 4, rolling wave planning, right? Balancing detail and flexibility. Well, what it is we kind of talked about that last time, and I'm not going to go into deep depth with this, but we'll talk about the next one, story mapping, a little bit more. So visualizing the user journey, and I want you guys to go back and read what the rolling wave planning is. We talked about rolling wave already, but I just want you guys to know what it is for one more time. Matter of fact, I'll go back. I'll just read the example, right? In a construction project, the team creates detailed blueprints for the next phase, i.e. laying the foundation while keeping future plans, interior design at a conceptual level. So that's an idea of rolling wave planning. 5, story mapping, visualizing the user story. So what it is, right? The story mapping is a collaborative technique used to visualize the journey users take through a product, helping teams prioritize features that provide the most value, right? So how it works? Well, the user's journey is broken down into steps: onboarding, purchasing, checkout, right? Those are the steps. Features are then mapped to these steps, ranked by importance. Think about it, like ranked by importance. Example, a product team maps out the customer journey for an e-commerce site, right? So steps: browse products, add to cart, checkout, receive order, confirmation, right? These are the steps that you would see. And so the prioritization features product filtering options, 2, secure payment methods, and then 3, order confirmation email. Why it matters? Well, story mapping ensures the team focuses on features that directly impact the user experience, aligning development efforts with customer needs. You always want to align with the customer's needs, right? Their stakeholders as well. Why these techniques are essential? Well, you have some backlog prioritization, sprint planning, release planning, rolling wave planning, and story mapping. Talks about each and every one. Read through those, understand them. Right? But by mastering these techniques, teams can embrace change, deliver value incrementally, and maintain a clear focus on project goals. And then benefits of adaptive planning, right? Enhanced flexibility, improve stakeholder alignment, focus on values, risk mitigation, right? These are all things that are going to benefit you using adaptive planning. So think about that, keep that in mind. But while you're keeping that in mind, there are also challenges that come with adaptive planning, right? Over prioritization of short-term goals, stakeholder misalignment, scope creep, team overload, right? These are all concepts that are going to be challenging and challenge you and your team in adaptive planning, right? So bear that in mind when it comes to deciding how you want to plan for your projects. So we're finally here at the practice scenarios. We have 2 scenarios that I want you to read through, answer in your mind, and then look at the insights for PMI aligned answers. Make sure you're doing these correctly and make sure that you're aligning yourself. You should be at this point starting to align with some of the answers, insights, and utilize, like they're simple, they're very short, right? I wanted to keep it as simple as possible so that you guys didn't have to think much. It wasn't a long rolled out answer, right? And so you guys could just get through it and gain some insight every single day, building upon each other. Practice questions. I want you guys to go through the practice questions, answer them, right? Go through each one, read the question twice, read the answer choices twice, answer the question, then read the explanation. And if you want to know how I would answer them, because you're still getting them wrong, go through the playlist, right? Where on day 21, where I talk about and I go through each question with you, eliminating answer choices right away so that you guys understand what you should be looking for and how you should be thinking. So with that, we're at the end of day reflection. Adaptive planning enables teams to navigate uncertainty while delivering value incrementally. Reflect on how rolling wave planning, backlog prioritization, and iterative approaches can enhance your current projects. Are you aligning your plans with both short-term and priorities and long-term goals? Tomorrow we'll transition into the day 22 midway review and mock exam to consolidate your knowledge from the first 3 weeks. So with that, good luck tomorrow on your exam. You still should be wanting to study these processing map game and flashcards, as well as going through this entire week and gaining some more information, gaining some more understanding on what we went through, what we talked about, right? Because it's going to pay dividends come the mock exam. Tomorrow you're going to take the mock exam. Good luck. You guys should do well. You have been studying, you've been motivated, and if you've been learning the terms as well as playing the games that we provided for you, then you'll be successful, right? Read through the entire day and the mock exam instructions. Make sure you're doing it correctly. 90 minutes, that's it. Don't give yourself more time, right? Because it's going to be less than that for 50 questions, right? It's 1.2 minutes per question on the real exam, and we'll get there for the final mock exam. You'll have something that's similar, 1.3 minutes per question. So without further ado, hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm glad that you made it all the way through. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in 2 days. Peace.